Hi everyone, it's Jennifer here from Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry. Remember these earrings that we made a couple of videos ago? Well, I said I would be building on these. And what I mean by building on these is we're going to create a tassel here. So we're going to create a bead cap and tassels out of beads. Now, I'm not going to redo the earrings, but the only component we're going to be using is actually just this with the wire and the ball. So first of all, if you want to make these earrings, I'm going to put a link below so that you can follow along if you haven't already watched it, because you're going to need to learn how to do the round portion, okay? All right, so basically this is what we are going to be making. So you want to put the wire guardian here and the wire guardian here, just like we did on the earrings, but on the earrings we did it on one side, but this way just do the mirror image on the other side, okay? So you need to do that. And the materials you're going to need to do the tassel part is I'm going to get out my Swarovski crystals. You don't have to use Swarovski. You can use fire polish. You can use rounds. You can use crystal beads. Doesn't matter. But I'm using a 4mm. You can also use a 3mm if you want. You're just going to use fewer or more beads. But in this case, I'm using 4mm bicone Swarovskis. I will be needing a, sorry, where are my beads? I'm going to be using size 15 gold seed beads, size 11 silver seed beads, and I'm also going to be incorporating in my fringe part these delicas that I incorporated in this beaded ball here, which is gold and silver size 11 delicas. You don't have to use these beads, but you'll get the gist of how to make the fringe part. Now, I'm also using a piece of wire. This is a 20 gauge, no, it's actually 18 gauge, but you can use a 20 gauge if you want. If you don't have 18 gauge, it's dead soft. And I just cut myself a piece. It's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. And you'll also need some pliers here. I'm using these round nose pliers, some flush cutters, and a pair of pliers. You'll need a needle, size 10 beading needle or 12. And very important for the beading thread, don't use fire line. You really need to use beading thread so that the fringe part, I just brought these out, the fringe part really flows. Okay, otherwise they're going to be stiff, and you don't want that. I am using, for extra strength, I love this beading thread. It's Nozu Sonoko, and I'm using this in a lot of my projects, and I just love it. So I have it in all kinds of colors. It's very, very strong and it's stretchy, so that's why I love it so much. Okay, I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, I will mention it along the way. And so get your materials together and we'll get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with the bead cap type of thing. Now, I also have another tutorial showing you how to do a beaded bead. If you haven't already seen it, I will post a link. It looks like this, and this is with bigger beads. Basically what we're doing is we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to close up the top hole, but we are going to leave the bottom completely open. And that's what we're doing. Okay, so I haven't tried this yet, so let's see if it works. Okay. All right, so first off, we're going to do a little bit of right angle weave with our 4mm. Now we have to remember, we don't want this beaded bead to be like huge like this. Okay, we kind of want it a little bit smaller. So, okay. So first off, you're going to pick up 4 bicones. You're going to bring that down your thread. Turn it into a circle. If you're not familiar with right angle weave, there is a lot of tutorials out there showing you how to do this, but you know what? You don't have to go see those videos because I'm going to show you step by step here. And again, if you've never done it, it can be daunting because it was for me, and it was very frustrating at first, but I really needed to get my brain wrapped around how this works. And now I get it. So anyway, I turned it into a circle, and now I'm making a knot. So now we have, this is one unit. Now I'm going to sew up through my beads to get away from that knot. And then we're going to create the second unit. Now on my beaded bead, I did 7 units using 3 millimeters. So I'm going to see with these 4 millimeters how many units we're going to do. So I am coming out of this bead here, this way. I'm going to pick up 3 bicones. I'm picking up 3 because I need to share this bicone to create the second unit, because each unit will consist of 4 beads. So the second unit, picking up 3, going through. Now I have 2 units. Just going to turn my work, and I'm going to sew up this bead, and then position myself up through this bead to create the third unit. So now I'm just going to pick up 3. So I'm coming out of this bead, I'm going to sew through this bead to create my third unit, just like that. To get myself in the position to start a new unit, I need to sew up through this bead and this bead. So I'm going to sew up through this one and this one. Pick up 3 beads, 3 bicones, and continue. 4 units, flipping my work, going up this bead and up this bead. Now, I'm just going to check to see how large this is, because now I'm just going to close this up. I don't want it too small because I want my fringe to come out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another unit, one more. Go through that bead, create the last unit. Now, I'm just going to sew up. And up this bead. Now, what we need to do is we're going to close this in a circle. So I'm just going to close it up like a taco, just like that. You see that? So I have 2 bicones here. Hope you see that. 2 bicones here. We need to create the unit to close a circle. These 2 is going to share the unit. So right now I'm just going to pick up 1 bicone. I am coming out of this bicone. I'm going to sew through this bicone. So now I have 3. Oh my gosh, I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. I said we need 4 to create a unit. So now I have 3. I'm going to pick up the last bicone, sew through this bicone, just created the unit. And now what's really important is to reinforce that unit. I really hope you can see this. Maybe I used the wrong color. So you're just going to sew through all 4 beads just to reinforce. Now, Okay, so now we have this, and it's collapsing, flippy floppy, and what we're going to do is we're going to fix that. So here is my circle. It's closed. I'm coming out of this bead. I'm just going to work my way up here to get myself here, and I'm going to fill these gaps with my size 11 seed beads, these silver seed beads. Let me move in a bit. Okay. So I'm just going to fill in. See, I'm coming out of this bicone. I'm going to go into the next bicone, and this is going to make things a lot stiffer. Okay, and you're just going to fill in all the way around. Pick up an 11, go through the next bicone until you get to the end of the round. It's already starting to stiffen up a little bit, and pretty soon I'm going to cut off that tail because it's getting in my way. Okay, so now we have this. Now what I suggest to do is go around the beads again, reinforce. I would even do it twice more. And then what you're going to do is you're going to maneuver yourself to the other side of the circle and do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've added my 11 seed beads on this side and on this side, and I reinforced, and now it is a lot stiffer. But we're going to continue, because now we're going to, this side, we're done. Don't need to add anything there. We're just going to be working on the top side. So we're going to be closing that up. So you'll be exiting an 11 seed bead. I have brought out my gold 15 seed beads. Why gold? Because I have gold and silver here, and I just want to incorporate all the colors. Okay. Now we're just going to create a picot all the way around on the 11s only. So you're going to pick up 3 15s. Again, right angle weave. So you're just, here, let me move in here. Hopefully you can see. Coming out of this 11 this way, and I'm just going to come right back around to create a loop. And what that does is it creates a little picot, okay? And so the next step, you're going to go through the crystal and the 11, and you're going to create these little picots all the way around. So 3 15s through the 11, and if you want, through the 11, the bicone, if you can get yourself through there. Anyway, for some reason won't let me. Okay, so 3, and then I'm going to go through the bicone and the 11. And do that all the way around. I'm really loving this color of the Swarovski crystal. I don't know the name of it. I bought it at Bead FX, and I forget the name. I took it out of the package and I put it in my little cylinder thing to hold them. But I really love this blue. Okay, so now the last picot. Go through that 11, go through the bicone. Next. See this next picot, because I'm coming out of this bicone, I'm going to go up this 15 and then this 15 to get myself right in the middle. Right in the middle of the picot. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to attach all these picots, because what they're going to do, they're going to start to sit inwards. So I'm going to pick up my 11, the 11s that we put on, same 11. I'm coming out of this top picot, I'm going into the next top picot. And what that's going to do, it's going to pull everything towards the center. So do that all the way around. See? Now it's still going to leave a big gap in the middle, which was what we wanted with the beaded bead, because we wanted it to slide onto a chain. But in this case, we're going to close it up. And I'll show you how to do that. Going through every top picot. Now I'm at the last bead. I just have to be careful to go into the top picot of the first one that I went through. Okay. So now I'm just going to pull tight. And now we have this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reinforce. Okay. And so that means I'm just going to go through the 11s. Actually, just the 11s. And I'm going to see what that does. Maybe we don't have to add beads. No, you know what? That's it. We don't have to add beads. Now that I'm tightening it up, we don't need to close it more. Again, I'm just doing this for the first time on camera. So... oops. Okay, got away from me. Okay, what I want you to do is reinforce just the 11 OC beads. Go around several times. Make sure it's really, really reinforced. Pull tight. I like the size of the hole there. I don't need to add any more beads to close it up. And what you'll do is you're just going to go through some beads, tie off some half hitch knots, go through beads, go through beads, go through beads, and then you're going to cut off your thread. Then we're done this, okay? So let me reinforce, and then I'll be back to show you what to do next. Okay, so now we have this little creation here. You know what? This would be great as little bead caps for the end of, you know, if you do a herringbone necklace or a bracelet, you don't want to... This would be a great little cap. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, we've done that. That's the top part, that's the bottom part, open. Now you're going to bring in your wire. The wire, you're going to grab your round nose pliers. If you don't have round nose pliers and you just have pliers, don't worry about it, okay? Because what you're going to do is the same thing. You're going to go down, I would say about 1.5 inches. You're going to pinch and you're going to bend 90 degrees. Now, let's say you don't have a round nose pliers. You're going to get yourself a pen or something and you're going to wrap it around the same way. But I'm going to use my round nose pliers and I'm going to make a loop around here. And all you're doing is you're going to bring it back around just like that so that you have this. Grab your pliers grab onto it like that, and then you're going to wrap around the wire here. And I'm going to use my round nose pliers, or if you have another pair of pliers, that'd be great. But what you want to do is just pull upwards, grab onto this tightly, upwards, turn. Okay? Grab it. You don't want to do too many wraps here because that's it. That's all you're doing. And what you're going to do is just cut the end flush like that. And because it's going to be hidden inside, you don't have to pinch this closed, but it's a habit. You should always pinch your stuff closed here. Always. Because if you're doing jewelry that's exposed with this, you definitely want to pinch this closed so it doesn't get snagged on anything. But again, it's going to be hidden. So this is how it's going to work. Let me move out. This piece here is going to go in here, like this. So that little loop is going to be hidden in there. Okay? We're not putting it in yet. We're going to start creating our fringe. Okay? So let me just get my beads on my mat, and then I'm going to come back and we're just going to make a fringe. I'm going to be winging this. I don't know what beads I'm putting on, but we're going to see how it looks. And if we don't like it, we'll just take it apart and do it again. Okay? So let me get my beads. I'm really liking this bead cap. Okay, anyway, let me get my beads and we'll do the fringe. Be back. Okay, so we're going to start our tassel. Now, the beads I brought out are this: silver galvanized 11 delicas, gold galvanized 11 delicas, and I didn't put this in my material list. I was going to use my bicones that I put in here, but I thought it would be too much. So I decided to take out my 3mm round silver beads. Okay? So this is what you're going to do. The piece we made here, you're going to tie a knot, several knots to make sure that it's fixed here. So I tied a knot, then a surgeon's knot, then another surgeon's knot, then another surgeon's knot, and then just to make sure it's nice and secure. And what I picked up here was 5 silver delicas, 2 gold delicas, 5 silver delicas, 2 gold delicas, 5 silver delicas, 5 gold delicas, a 3mm, and a gold. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to bring that down. We are going to skip this last delica we put on, and we're going to sew back up through the 3mm and all the beads. Hopefully you can get in one shot, but I doubt it because we got a lot of beads on here. So just going to sew through the beads like this. Don't worry if it's tight right now, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to tighten it up later. And we don't want it too tight because we want this to really flow and dangle nicely. So you're going up all the beads. As many as you can. And we're just going to continue that pattern. Because for me, I think I want to keep it the same pattern. If not, if you want to do different color beads for the tassel, go ahead and do that. It's your design. I'm just showing you the technique. So now I'm up that last delica. Okay. So now we're here. I do not want to pull this tight because if I pull it tight, it's like this. We want it to flow. Okay. So making sure it's not too tight. What we're going to do, I'm coming out of this bead. I'm going to go through this loop we made before. Not too tight. Bring up the beads and just check to make sure they're not too tight. And then I'm going to go through that again. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm just leaving about 1 millimeter of space just so that it dangles nicely. Okay? And then you're going to pick up again 5 silvers, 2 gold, 5 silvers, 2 gold. Let's see what I did here. Then 5 silvers, then 5 gold, then a 3 millimeter round, then a gold. And you're just going to repeat. And you're going to do this until we fill up our bead cap. And then you're just going to go up the beads. Completely off camera, sorry. Up. And please, don't nobody send me comments saying you're off camera. I know I'm off camera, I'm checking. Sorry about that. And I get comments like that. Point out my flaws. Just trying to do my best here, guys. Okay, so up the beads. Again, don't do this. Don't pull it too tight. And up the last bead. Okay. Now we have this little dangle. I will pull it slightly just so it's not too tight, and then I'm just going to go into the thing, into the loop, making sure it doesn't get caught in my tassels, which it is. Completely caught in my tassels. But I'll fix that. So let me do this several times to see how many fit in here, because I really want it to be bunched up and I want a lot of tassels happening here. So let me work on that, and I'm going to tell you how many tassels, little tassel links I put. See? Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so I'll be right back and let you know how many. Be right back. Okay, so I've completed all my little tassels here, and I think I did about 13 or 14. But what you're going to do, once you do your tassels, just put them into this bead cap type thing. And just see if you want to add more if you like. Okay, but I did 13 is what I counted. But you can do 14, 15, 16. Depends on you. Okay? So now that we have that, I just want to show you how to end your thread here. Now, I'm going to go through, I added my last tassel, and I'm going to go through my little loop. And what I'm doing is I'm going to just tie some of many knots, because I do not want this coming undone. So you're going to go through and then go through this little loop here, pull. I already did this several times already, but you're going to do it like I'm doing right now. So go through the loop. I just did that twice with you, but I did it already like 5, 6 times. Okay? Now, I'm just going to cut right here. Just enough so that this piece doesn't show when I put it through my bead cap. Like this. Okay? All right, now we're here. I'm putting my bead cap on. I'm going to take my pliers. I'm going to go right to the top. Right to the top. And I'm going to do a 90-degree bend. I will take my round nose pliers. Or if you don't have, like I said, a pen or something. And I'm going to do the same thing over here like I did before. And I'm just going to turn it like this. Before I do anything, okay, now I have this. I'm going to take my beaded bead and I'm going to choose what side I want. You're just going to put your beaded bead on before you close anything up, and it's going to sit like this. And then you're going to do the loop like we did before. So I'm just going to grab this here. I can take my pliers, or I can just take it like this, turn it. I don't want it too many times. Just like this, just like we did before. That's it. I'm cutting the end as close as I can get. Wait a second, there's a big piece here. As close as I can get. And I'm going to take my other pliers and pinch that in. Very important. Pinch. Now we have our tassel. Okay? So now to make your pendant, and something I forgot to mention, you need a jump ring. Okay? So you're going to get your jump ring, you're going to open it up. I don't have another pair of pliers, but I should. It should be, you should have a second pair of pliers for this. Open it up, put it in here, and then close your jump ring. Now, the reason why I'm putting a jump ring here is because I want my chain or the cord, leather cord, to sit properly. Okay. Now again, I'm working behind a camera, so, but you really want to make sure this jump ring is closed. And there you have it. There is your tasseled pendant, just like this, and it really sits really nicely. And I'm going to put a picture up so that you can see it with the cord and everything, and I think it's beautiful. And that's it. So if you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, and if you think someone else might like this tutorial, you can go ahead and share it. And if you have any comments, please leave it below, because I do read all the comments as much as I can. And if you want to message me privately, you can. Just go to Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry on Facebook and message me there. So thank you for watching. And I'm really proud of this. I think it's really, really great. And we'll see you at the next tutorial. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.